What's up, guys? My name is Anthony Sloan. Um, I'm a Beachbody coach. I just want to explain to you guys how I kind of got into this. When I was 18 years old, my dad went to prison. He's still in prison till this day. My mom died when I was 22 years old. So everything that I've built for my family has been from me working my butt off. I've always had a 60-hour job. I started hanging windows in construction. As a 19-year-old, I started running my own crews. I was making around 45,000 a year down in California. Was working the coast. I worked from Oceanside, San Diego to Modesto, California, is where I hung subdivisions. I literally can drive through there and go, I hung all those windows. I hung all those windows. So if you're watching this and you have problems with your windows out there, I didn't do it. It was somebody else. Then I went to roofing for a little bit with one of my buddies. And not too long after that, the war really started to take effect over in Iraq. And I joined the Army. I went and fought for 8 years. My wife completely supported me when I said, hey, baby, I want to go fight. She was like, what? And I got her approval, and we talked about it. And out of the 8 years, deployed a lot. I spent most of my time probably overseas, and it affected me mentally, but I didn't really figure that out until I got out. But then I got out and I started working for Texas Roadhouse in some of their new concept developments. I started with, wearing one of the shirts, Aspen Creek, and they decided to sell that concept off, and they opened up a new sports ball called Bubba's, and put 67 TVs in it. I mean, this is a sports bar that you will see. It's spreading across the nation. I was a part of that team that opened the first restaurant in the nation. But what happened when we started to get in the restaurant business, I started having a lot of really bad PTSD issues. Okay, I started really I wanted to be alone. My thought process, I didn't think I was good enough to be around my family. The way that my thoughts were, I was having dreams at night where I literally I would see the eyes of my buddies and my friends that we've lost. One of the guys that really sticks in my head is a guy named Dries. We were in this power plant, and we kept getting mortared, and a mortar hit in the top of this building and took out quite a few guys, and hit a trailer where somebody else was and killed most of them. But Dries was okay. He didn't really have any real profound wounds. So we carried him to the helicopter, and I just remember looking down on him, and I was going, you're going to be okay. You're going to be fine. And he was looking at me, and he just had this look. You could tell his shock was going through his body. And we loaded him up, and he was still alive, still ticking, still breathing, and we continued mission. We got back to the base, and they told us that he had died. There had been a little tiny sliver of shrapnel that got into, I can't remember if it was in his intestines or something like that, but it ended up taking his life. I would go to sleep, and I would see his eyes every single night, his eyes of desperation. And it affected me. And when some of the other stuff would affect me too, but that's the main story I could tell you. But that's not the point of what I want you to understand, okay? What I want you to understand is that I was pushing my family away, okay? I was non-supportive to my wife. The only thing that I was concerned with is I'm making money, I'm paying the bills, leave me alone, let me stay in my own thing. I was drinking. I literally was just a drunk. I remember times I would pass out in the front yard. I would just pass out. Couldn't make it inside. I fell out of my car one day when some of my friends brought me home. My wife, she started Beachbody because she wanted to. It was a moment of desperation. It was a moment of her wanting to change our life. And when she showed me a video with Jessica Nelson, the first time I watched it, I was like, what in the hell is this? Okay, whatever. Like, if that's what you want to do, go ahead. Go ahead and do it. Like, I love the fact that you want to get skinny and hotter. Like, that makes me feel good. I like that. But there was a point where she started giving me shakes, and I started doing my workouts. And then I started going to a Super Saturday. And then after Super Saturday, I went to another Super Saturday. And then all of a sudden, like, I started feeling really, really good. And then guess what? I hurt my knee at work. And when I hurt my knee at work, I obviously filed for workman's comp. And workman's comp said, we deny your claim because it's Army. It's not us. So I had to file for disability. The company was going to pay me, they were going to pay me 60% of my salary. Then I would have had to pay for my own physical therapy. Guess what happened? I went ahead and took that pay and said, you know what? I'm going all in, honey. I'm right beside you. Let's do this. If Beachbody's going to save our lives, let's do it right now. Prayed about it, and we went running. Okay, went diamond in about 60 days. That right there pushes my wife to 1 star when I'm actually going to diamond. Okay, I had a coach fall off, so we're working our way back up to that. But at the same time, we continue to add coaches. But the point is there was a long little period where I wasn't supportive, and I wasn't doing anything to help my wife. Even though through all this time she'd been supportive for me. She's followed me into the Army. She's been an Army wife and had to sit here at home while I was off fighting in war and literally panicking every time she watched TV or anytime she seen something or heard something, and all she could think about was me being dead. And I was so unsupportive in the beginning of something that has changed our life. If it wasn't for Beachbody right now, I would have lost this house already. I wouldn't have been able to, I had to wait for physical therapy. VA still hasn't given me physical therapy. It's been 5 months. I wouldn't have been able to pay my car payment. In the meantime, our transmission went out. Wouldn't have been able to do that. I'm telling you, what we have in this grasp is more than just a get-rich-quick scheme. If it's done right and it's done with support, and a marriage is meant to move in unity. If you move in unity, it's like an Army unit. When you can't have a squad and your Alpha team do one thing and your Bravo team do another. You have to move together. If you move together, you are a deadly threat to whatever you go up against. So I would challenge you, if you're a husband or the wife, and maybe you're a little bit unsupportive, okay? Maybe do this. Try this. For 30 days, get a little bit more involved. Watch some YouTube videos. Take some time out of your daily routine and apply yourself to what your spouse is trying to build for you. Because I guarantee the same thing that I was unsupportive about, and the same thing that I didn't trust because my mindset told me I had to have a 60-plus hour a week job, it has changed our life. Now I get to stay at home with my kids. I'm going to coach baseball. I'm going to coach Little League Baseball. I'm going to coach some football. I'm getting chills just talking about it, guys. It changes your life. But you have to move in unity. You have to be able to trust your spouse and what they're doing. You've been with them this long and you've been with each other this far. Why not take a risk and a challenge to trust each other? I hope that was helpful, guys. Again, I'm Anthony Sloan. I love that you guys listened to this whole video. If you're able to listen to it, sorry it was a little long, but I hope it was helpful. Bye, guys.